Hey girlies. Okay, so today I just want to make a quick video. It's going to be super short. This is for us non-US girlies who have a global vision for their brand. Like me, I'm an island girl with a global vision, but you could also be someone living in the Netherlands, maybe Italy, maybe Malta, maybe Cyprus, wherever you are in the world. If you are a multilingual chick like me, and excuse me because it's super hot here today, but if you are an island girl, you're a multilingual chick, maybe you're from Brazil, you speak so many languages, right? Some of the girlies in my community speak Dutch, Papiamentu, maybe Portuguese, maybe French, maybe you're from the French Caribbean, and it's always a question of, wait a minute, what language do I use on my social media platform and what goes where? Because if I post my local language, let's say if you post everything in Brazilian, maybe does it turn off the people that only speak English? If I post in English, what do I do with my local audience? And then also you might see a difference to where when you only post in English, that happened to me. My engagement tanked and went down because I also have my friends and my followers from the islands. So, as I have been strategizing on this for the past years, I was inspired today to share with you what my strategy is as an island girly multilingual chick but with a global vision. So the first thing I'm going to tell you, and let's see if I can do this without this room turning into a sauna with these lights, but the first thing I'm going to tell you really quickly before I melt is to make sure you know who goes where and what goes where. So to give you an example, I know that on my Facebook profile, I've networked more because of my high ticket sales contractor gigs that I've done. So that audience is going to be more international. My Instagram is going to be a mix of people who are local to me from the island with people who are international. And then my Facebook page and LinkedIn page are going to be mostly local. And then the YouTube, I want to build global as well. But I still also have a dedicated YouTube channel, The Confidence Zone in Papiamentu as well. So what that's going to look like is logging into your profile, going into your analytics, and then checking your audience where you have the most following on that profile. Secondly, you're going to decide for yourself how you're going to split your profiles, your pages, based on the audience that you have. Okay, before we melt, let's do 3 more minutes. Okay, before we melt, you're going to actually, I'm just going to turn on the blower so that I don't melt on this camera. Give me a second. Whew, I am back. It is hot in here with all these lights. You're gonna hear some background noise, but we're just gonna make it work with what we've got today, okay? So based on your analytics that you've looked at, it's not always gonna be super precise. So it's gonna just help you choose what you want to use for international, what you want to use for local, or maybe you want to switch between 3 different languages. So you can say, for example, my Instagram is going to be all Dutch. My YouTube is going to be English only. My profile is going to be a mix of everything. And then what you have to do is educate your audience. Okay, so there's a couple of ways to educating your audience. The first thing I'm going to recommend you is to build your own community. Don't let Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn followers be the only place where you connect with your people, because if your profile is banned, if you get hacked, if anything happens and you've worked hard to create your list and you lose it, you're not going to be able to reach those people again, and you're just going to have to start from scratch. That's number one. Number two is you want to make sure you can reach people. So sometimes the algorithm will hide your posts because something else went viral and your educational post is just not relevant in that moment. And maybe you don't feel like creating a reel with a lot of activity or editing. So you want to make sure that you can also reach your people in a WhatsApp channel, or maybe your email database, or maybe you have a WhatsApp group, whatever the case might be, outside of what we know as traditional social media. Even though WhatsApp, Telegram, all these group chatting apps are starting to become just like social media as well. But I think you know what I mean, right? So outside of your regular posts, you're gonna start creating a little bit more of long form content. Blogging on your website is another perfect way to do this. You're going to create a little bit of long form content where you're educating your audience. Things like, this is who I am, this is how you can work with me, these are my values, this is what I stand for, this is what inspires me. Or maybe even intimate things like, this is what motivates me to go out there and build my brand. These are the people who are important to me in my life, or this is something that happened to me that makes me do the things you see on my Instagram. So people have another way to go deeper with you and your brand and getting to know what's behind the brand. So these are the places like your WhatsApp channel, your blog, your email list, your WhatsApp group chat, where you build community. And it's in these places where you start educating your audience to say, for example, hey, this is what I do. If you enjoy content in Papiamentu, my Facebook page is the place to be for you. If you enjoy content in English, come over to Instagram, come over to my Facebook profile. And then I mix and match on my Facebook profile, honestly. But also, every time I go live, and then every now and then when I'm doing a video, then I mention it at the top of the beginning, so at the top of the video, sorry, or when I'm wrapping up the video. So I'm gonna say something like, hey, welcome to this live video. Shani Summer is in the building. Listen, if you enjoy content in Papiamentu, go to my Facebook page. That's where you can find content in Papiamentu. And for the rest of you, stick around, because today we're going to talk about X, Y, and Z. And if you don't have my Facebook page, just search the name Shani Summer Personal Branding. And then I go into my story. In the same way, when I make a post, every now and then I'll put it in the post. Like, hey, you've noticed this page is more in English. If you enjoy Papiamentu, or in your case, you might say if you enjoy Arabic, or if you enjoy, posts in German or in Russian or Portuguese, whatever the case might be, then this is the platform for you. And what you'll notice is when you keep repeating that, people start telling each other. So I actually once overheard someone that's in my community say to somebody else, this is the page to go for Papiamentu. This is the page to go for English. So they start educating each other now and showing each other the way around in your content. And it's a fun thing to see, which is why I tell you, build community. Other ways that you can build community is, for example, if you have an event that you do every once a year or twice a year, if you have a brunch, a lunch, maybe you do something with a speaking engagement, and you have ways to interact with your people outside of the computer, outside of the phone, because that's the best way for people to remember things about you. And you'll notice as those connections start getting deeper, they won't even care if your posts are not local, because you've told them, I have a big dream and you can support me. But then also involve them in the bigger dream, okay? Inspire them, show them, hey, I'm from this small farm in the Netherlands, or hey, I'm from this very small town in Malta, but I have a global dream and I wish that I could count on your support. When you see I'm posting something that's not our local language here, help me share it so that it can reach people that you know internationally. And together we're going to build this thing. And people love being a part of something that they helped you build. It's kind of a kick that they get to see the behind the scenes of the growth that you are working on. So don't get discouraged if you feel confused about a lot of languages. And then I'm going to give you a last tip before I wrap the video. Hopefully the blower does not give too much distraction, but I'll get my microphone situation, my background, my office, everything situated in the next couple of days. So bear with me, but I also get questions about the accent. Like if you listen to me, obviously you'll notice I have a Caribbean accent. Maybe you speak with a Spanish accent and you pronounce your words a little bit different, right? Or you have a European accent, so your T's and your T's are heavy, your R's are soft, so you're gonna be maybe pronouncing the words a little bit different because you're sounding European, right? And I personally used to be a little bit intimidated about my accent, and people ask me that all the time. It's like they are going to notice that it's not my native language. Well, let me tell you, I have spoken to people specifically from the US. I've been to events as a speaker for events in the US and all over the world, either online or in person as a speaker. And people love a foreign accent. They love, as soon as they can pick up that you have an accent, they stick to you like glue. You become interesting. They become curious. Where's that accent from? What other language do you speak? How do you say this word? How do you say this word? And people actually enjoy. Most of them think it's cute. So I just wanted to throw that last tip in there because I know that sometimes we can feel a little bit weird because we pronounce words a little bit different, or sometimes you're just flowing in your conversation and you throw in some Spanish words in between, you throw in some Dutch or Portuguese or Arabic or whatever words in between, but they actually enjoy that. So they're going to tell you that you have the most beautiful accent, that you speak the most cutest English that they've ever heard, and they're going to enjoy listening to you because you sound different, you stand out. So don't be ashamed if you are not from the US or your English is not that fluent for the way that you speak as a non-US girly. I know how it can feel. It can be very intimidating, but let me tell you this, for all my non-US girlies trying to build a global brand, even though these social media streets, these online internet marketing, online business streets, brand building streets on a global level are dominated by US content creators, the non-US girlies are also taken over and they want to hear from you. So I hope you like this video today and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, honey.